welcome to Holiday Beers episode part 4 of
Brutal Battle.
This is the end, right?
Yeah.
We're done.
Carlin keeps asking me that because otherwise I'll sneak out and buy more holiday beers.
Yeah. I mean, like, we've done a good amount. I feel
the 12 is a good amount.
12 is very good. That's what we used to do for our tournaments.
Yeah, that's how I figured that was the end.
So that's totally fine. I mean, we can do more episodes like this or series of episodes like this. And if you out there listening want that, you can email us, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com, or comment on Instagram.
Brutal Battle Podcast.
And yeah, just get in contact with us one of those ways and let us know what you want to do. Like, do you want us to do certain types of, IPAs or sours or stouts or whatever? Like big hitter beers. I don't know, like big sellers, and see what one's the best. Because I am interested in doing more like this. It has been a lot of fun. So yeah, I share your disappointment with this being over, but at the same time, I'm about done with holiday beers.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Yeah, so, but we found some good ones out of here.
Yeah,
so.
we did.
But yeah.
Okay.
We doing it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So just to recap, we've already tasted 9. This is our last 3 to make 12. I picked out the beers. Carlin's tasting them blind. And I picked out anything like holiday, Christmas, winter. That's the theme here. Yeah.
Then at the very end, I'm just going to rank the 3 for this episode amongst each other. And then I'll slot them into the overall ranking. And then I'll tell you guys what the full 12 holiday beer ranking is. Yeah. So let's get into the first one, which looks like it could be an IPA or a lager of some sort.
Very yellow.
If it's either of those, I'm down. Yeah, it looks like an orangey yellow, but yeah, pretty yellow. Very clear, too. There's something in there. My first whiff was like slight coconutty.
Really?
But more now that I'm sniffing it more, that was just the first whiff. I'm like, no, not so much. I get a hay to it.
Yeah,
I get like a straw.
That's kind of all I'm getting.
Honey, very light honey. It smells pretty crisp and clean. It
does. This
could be a nice holiday lager. I didn't know that was a thing, but maybe it is.
Carlin's hoping.
I'm really hoping for that. Yeah, there's not a lot on the nose.
It's very light.
There's a slight biscuity note, though.
Okay.
It smells good.
I don't want to say too much because this is a very particular type of beer.
Yeah, there's a very slight grain on there as well. It's very sweet on the finish. But it's like very grainy in the flavor, like spent malt grain type flavor. It's not that that's a bad thing. I just wasn't expecting it. It's very sweet and honey driven. There's something.
This is such a funny beer once you know what it is.
I'm getting that like Naked Cheerio aspect to it in the finish.
I get what they were going for.
I mean, it tastes like a lager. It's like light. It's refreshing. It's a lot thicker in the mouthfeel than I thought it was going to be. It's almost a little bit syrupy, which is kind of weird for me, being, very lager tasting.
You like it?
This also could be something done with Kvike yeast, too. It's pretty drying on the finish. I don't dislike it, but I don't love it. There's also not a ton going on with the flavor. It's very just like sweet honey and spent malt grain and hay. Yeah, and that's kind of like all I get.
It's pretty easy to drink.
Mm-hmm. I think just with a beer that has this type of flavor profile, I want it to be lighter on the mouthfeel. I want it to be a little more refreshing, a little more easy. Sure. But it's not bad.
Now, once you know what it is, you're going to recognize why it's a holiday beer.
Okay.
And I'll be interested to see if you think they executed what it's supposed to be.
Is there like shortbread cookies in it or something like that?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could see that.
You're close.
Because of the sweetness, I could see that. Plus, I said there's a biscuitiness
on
the nose, which would make sense. So, it makes sense.
You're close. You're close. Not quite, but close.
Okay. So let's leave that behind. Not bad, but not great. Let's go to B. And this one looks really red-brown.
Yeah, red-brown. Really.
It's looking a lot like the Christmas ale by Breckenridge that we had last episode.
Pretty clear, even though
it's insanely clear. It looks
even
pretty.
though it's on the darker side, you can still see.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Pretty. It's like
malty.
Sweet malty.
There's not a lot going on the nose. It's just like malt.
Oh, I remember what this is.
It's just malt sweetness. Very light cherry.
Yeah.
Slight brown sugar.
And it smells holiday-y. It smells like that fruit cake that we were talking about before.
Maybe a slight plum note on the nose as well. Just slight plum.
Like a stone fruit.
Don't. We're not going there. We're not doing the stone fruits.
I know you hate that.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't smell like there's a lot going on with this beer. But let's go in. Let's taste it.
A little pininess.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not bad.
I get a slight cherry. I get that little bit of plum. You know, obviously plenty of that kind of malt sweetness to it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
A little thinner mouthfeel than I was expecting from it. There could be some orange peel in here.
I could see that.
There's like a slight floral note. Not in a bad way. It's just like this very light floral aspect.
I feel like anytime you're perceiving spice in a beer, you're saying floral.
You think so? I can see cinnamon. Like very, very low grade cinnamon in it. Okay, it's not bad. It's not great.
Yeah.
It's kind of just...
Middle of the road.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's like it's not offensive. It's, it's a beer. Okay. Going into C then. This one looks very orange.
Yeah.
Very clear again, which I like. Very exciting. Smells hoppy.
It's very hoppy.
Smells like it's got a nice malt bill to kind of back up the hoppiness. There's a bit of a decent what am I looking for? Bitterness on the nose. I mean, it just smells like a West Coast style IPA kind of.
Mm-hmm.
When I really get in there, there's an armpit smell, like a stinky armpit. I'm serious. Put your nose really in there, take a deep whiff.
No.
And tell me it isn't stinky armpit.
I'm not getting that. I'm getting orange peel.
There's stinky armpit. Sweat has been sweaty armpit, but they have since dried out, but the stench is still there a little bit.
I don't even want to drink this now.
That's what it smells like. It's a little dank. It smells good. It smells like a nice, like West Coast style hoppy beer.
Yeah. And that's what it tastes like. Very easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's very good. Not sure how this is holiday, but it just tastes like a well-crafted West Coast style IPA with a like deep kind of dehydrated orange flavor and sweetness to it. It's got decent bitterness hanging out there.
Yeah, very decent bitterness.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Does that satisfy your IPA?
It does.
Hankering?
That's what I was looking for. I get a slight mango in there, too.
It's good.
Very slight mango. And a slight grapefruit as well. That's a good one. That's very tasty. This makes it hard for me. I mean, not for this episode, it's not hard. But that's going to be... For the overall ranking of the total of 12, like, that's going to be tough. Is what I think.
Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way.
Please do. I got to figure out...
you can insert them before you know what they are.
So this one's not bad. Actually, this one's warming up on me. A is warming up on me.
The one that you said is like shortbread.
Yeah. It's warming up on me a bit. The kind of sweetness at play there is like sugar cookie is what it's starting to present like. So it's like this little bit of sweetness with like a lager to it. It's interesting. Kind of digging on it. I'm actually going to put it there. kind of cool. Not revealing it to the listeners yet, just so you know. But to Rebecca, she knows. This one a B isn't bad either.
Mm-mm.
B is pretty solid.
Yeah, these are all like pretty. I don't think we have any. These aren't going to be in the bottom.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put B right there, and then C. C's going to pop up. That's really good, though. It's going to go here, maybe. Do you agree with that?
Really? Okay.
It's pretty good.
This is not my ranking.
Okay,
I would do
not your
different.
ranking. You can do your ranking afterwards.
I would be too hard because I don't really remember.
Okay. So we're just going with Carlin's ranking. So beer. Wait, is that your A or your? That's your A. That's your B.
B.
Okay, and that's your A. Right.
C.
That's C. Okay. So my ranking for the episode is number 3 beer for me is going to be B. The number 2 beer for me is going to be A, and the number 1 beer is C.
Okay.
So let's start.
So the lowest beer was beer B.
Yeah. And that is
Harpoons.
okay. It's not bad.
Winter warmer with cinnamon nutmeg.
It's pretty solid, and that's surprising because we have tried Harpoon in the past. We went to Harpoon when we were in Boston and didn't really care for the beer.
But the pretzels are amazing.
Right.
You should go for the experience.
Just
it
for
was
the
a good
pretzels.
experience.
Yeah, just don't drink the beer. Just eat the pretzels.
And
but this is pretty solid.
they've been brewing this beer since 1988.
Yeah, it's definitely an old recipe. That's for sure.
And it is 6%.
Okay.
I think is a good...
All right. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not at all.
Okay. And then...
Beer A.
Beer A.
Who dis?
Ellicottville Brewing Company.
I haven't even heard of them. I've never even heard of them.
I've never heard of them either.
But it's pretty good. This is a pretty good beer.
It is out of Ellicottville, New York. It is 5.6%. It is a sugar cookie ale.
It's pretty good.
It's a pastry ale with ribbons of rich vanilla, creamy biscuit, and an aroma of fresh baked cookies.
So wait, it's an ale?
That's what it says.
It tastes like a lager at its base.
Ale brewed.
It's got to be like done with Kvike yeast or something. I don't know if it would even say that on there, but no.
So now Southern Tier also has a frosted sugar cookie beer that I wanted to get, but I couldn't. They didn't have it where I was.
Oh, okay.
So I'd be curious to see if it tastes like this or not.
Well, what's interesting about this is that's the first time Ellicottville Brewing's ever been on the podcast. That's a pretty good showing, too.
And that's a 16-ounce can. Harpoon was in a 12-ounce bottle.
I'm digging the sugar cookie beer.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Like, it's actually
I thought it was going to be a total stinker.
Well,
I was like, we'll get this, and then...
If I saw it, I would never buy it.
Yeah.
I would never buy this thing. But it's actually pretty good. And I think it's really great for, the festive time of year. Yeah. Relatively easy drinking, low ABV. It's pretty good. Gotta be honest.
Okay, so the winner, any guesses on the winner?
Because you
probably have had this beer before.
The only thing I would think would be, although I think it's darker than this typically, would be Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale. Are you serious?
That's exactly what it is.
It tastes so good. It's so good.
Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh Hop IPA.
It's so good.
12-ounce can, and they are out of Chico, California, and Millsville, North Carolina.
Are you surprised I got that?
No.
Okay.
And
I thought it looked darker.
6.8%.
It typically had a darker hue to it. It's weird.
I thought this was holiday.
It tastes awesome. Like, this is a very nice, just hoppy beer. Like, they should just make this year round, to be honest.
It's like their really winter IPA.
Really I like it a lot. It's really good. Okay. Here we go.
Move all these down.
So let's do the final ranking, which people can easily guess what number 12 is. And since I've had a little bit of beer at this point, please help keep me on track with the numbers here. as I go through it. So beer number 12 is going to be the Shiner Holiday Cheer.
That was such a stinker.
It's just so like artificial sweet.
Yeah.
Like it was nasty.
And that was with the peaches and pecans.
Peaches and pecans. Number 11 is going to be the Abomination Brewing's Fog Nog, which was that like milkshake double dry hopped
IPA
hazy
with lactose and spices.
It tasted like perfume soap at the end. Number 10 is the Victory Merry Monkey, which was the Belgian ale with cranberry, orange peel, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Not bad if you're like into Belgians.
Yeah.
Number 9 would be the Great Lakes Brewing Barrel Aged Christmas Ale, which is aged in bourbon barrels, but it's a spice and honey ale aged in bourbon barrels. Number 8 is the Breckenridge Christmas Ale, which they just say is like a multi full-bodied winter warmer. Number 7 is the Harpoon Winter Warmer with cinnamon and nutmeg. Not bad. Number 6 is the Ellicottville Brewing Sugar Cookie. That's where's the full description? Pastry ale with ribbons of rich vanilla, creamy biscuit, and an aroma of fresh baked cookies. Number 5 is the Anchor Brewing Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, which they just say is a special ale. Number 4 is the Flying Dog Freezing Season Winter Ale. Number 3 is the Abita Office Party Holiday Stout. Number 2 is the Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh Hop IPA. And number 1 still, really impressive beer, is the Two Roads Holiday Ale Bière de Noël, which is basically just a beer de garde. Really nice. Really close for me between
1 and 2.
Yeah, between the Two Roads and the Sierra Nevada.
Oh, wow.
Like, I was close to just putting the Sierra Nevada as 1.
Wow.
But I feel like the Two Roads was more impressive to me because it's a beer de garde.
Yeah.
And to make, like, a really tasty beer de garde like that is just more impressive than just making a really nice IPA.
Yeah.
So.
Now, do you feel me that Celebration IPA is holiday?
Well, I mean, it says celebration.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess, yeah. Sure, yeah. And I think they put it out every September.
Yeah, it's like this time of year.
Yeah,
here.
I think it's fall is when they start it every year. I think it's usually September, but hopefully people enjoy this. Hopefully people find interest in our ranking of all this stuff, and yeah, it's going to be fun. So yeah, thanks everyone for checking this out. Let's do things we already talked about. You can email us, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com. We talked about the Instagram. It's just Brutal Battle Podcast. We are on Untapped if you want to be our virtual friends. I am Carlton Malibu, all one word, spelled as it sounds.
I am Ruby Reb 62.
If you want back episodes going all the way back to number 1, you can get it at archive.org by just searching Brutal Battle, because that's where we host our files, or just go to brutalbattle.com, which is the website. That has all the pictures of the beers for each of the episodes, but also so does the Instagram account.
Right.
Do us a quick favor, hit, I want to say hit subscribe. No, that's my YouTube channel mode. Sorry. Which, if people don't know, I actually do a horror movie review YouTube channel, and you can find it if you're interested in that by just searching my name, Carlin Cook. So anyway, but please rate us and review us through whatever podcatcher you use to listen to this podcast. iTunes helps the most, but whatever you use, fine. And word of mouth is the big thing. Tell people about the podcast. Let people know this is cool. That's about it. But really want your ideas, especially if you want another episode or multiple episode format like this. Let us know what you want us to cover, because that would be a lot of fun. So again, brutalbattlepodcast@gmail.com. Do you have anything to close this out?
I think
since
that's
this is
it.
yours?
This is fun. I hope everybody has a nice holiday.
Yeah, and thanks for coming up with this idea. It's not something I was going to think about, so...
Yeah, but it was fun for me.
Yeah, well, me too. I loved it. But thanks everyone for checking this out. Until next time.
Keep it brutal.